Kiviak. In Greenland, there's a dish that starts with hundreds of dead birds. Hunters catch tiny seabirds, and instead of cleaning them, they stuff them whole, feathers, beaks, everything, into the hollow body of a seal. Then they seal it shut with fat and bury it under rocks for months. Inside, something strange happens. The birds don't just sit there, they ferment. By the time it's dug back up, the flesh has softened, the smell is intense, and the entire thing has transformed into food. People open the seal, pull out the birds one by one, and eat them during winter gatherings. But here's the catch. If the process goes even slightly wrong, the bacteria can turn deadly. There are real cases where people got sick and even died. Yet for the Inuit, this isn't dangerous. It's tradition. A method that's been perfected over generations of survival. Surströmming. Now imagine opening a can and instantly regretting it. In Sweden, there's a fermented fish so strong, it's been banned on airplanes. It's called surströmming. The fish are lightly salted, then left to ferment for months. But the fermentation doesn't stop when it's canned. It continues. Gas builds up inside, until the can literally bulges outward. And when you open it, the smell hits instantly. Rotten eggs. Garbage. Something you can't even fully describe. People are told to open it outdoors or even underwater because the pressure can spray the liquid everywhere. And yet, every year, people gather for festivals just to eat it because beneath that smell, they claim the taste is actually rich, salty, even addictive. Hákarl. Some foods are made to taste good. This one was made just to not kill you. The Greenland shark is toxic. Eat it fresh, and you're in serious trouble. So centuries ago, Icelanders found a solution. They buried the shark underground, pressed it with stones, and left it there for weeks. Then they hung it out to dry for months. What comes out doesn't look normal, and it definitely doesn't smell normal. Most people say it smells like pure ammonia, like a chemical, like something you should never put in your mouth. But Icelanders still eat it, in small cubes, often chasing it with alcohol, just to get through the first bite. Because this isn't about comfort, it's about history. Stinky tofu. Tofu. In parts of China, you don't need to see the food to find it, you just follow the smell. Stinky tofu is exactly what it sounds like. Tofu soaked in a fermented brine, sometimes for weeks. The smell? Some say garbage, others say sweaty socks. But the strange part is, that's exactly why people love it. Once it's fried, the outside becomes crispy, the inside turns soft and flavorful, and suddenly, something that smells awful tastes surprisingly rich. It's sold on busy streets, at night markets, with lines of people waiting, because here, the rule is simple. The worse it smells, the better it is. Century egg. At first glance, this doesn't even look like food. It looks like something preserved in a lab. Century eggs are coated in a mixture of clay, ash, and chemicals, then left alone for months. Inside, everything changes. The egg white turns into a dark, translucent jelly. The yolk becomes thick, creamy, greenish. And the smell? Sharp, ammonia-like. But people don't just eat them. They slice them, serve them with rice or tofu, and treat them like a delicacy. Despite the name, they're not 100 years old, just long enough to completely transform. Fafaru. This one starts with seafood, but it doesn't stay that way for long. In Tahiti, people take crabs and shrimp and leave them in salt water under the sun for days, until they break down into a powerful fermented liquid. Then they take fresh raw fish and soak it in that liquid. The result is called fafaru. The smell is so intense, it can ruin the entire atmosphere around it. But somehow, the taste is completely different, salty, tangy, even slightly sweet. It's one of those foods where your brain says, "This is wrong." But your taste buds say, "Keep going." Casu Marzu. Now this one crosses a line. This isn't just fermented food, it's alive. Casu Marzu is a cheese from Italy that's intentionally filled with live maggots. Yes, on purpose. Cheese flies lay eggs inside it. And when the larvae hatch, they start breaking the cheese down even further, making it softer, stronger, more intense. But the disturbing part is, the maggots are still alive when people eat it. In fact, if they're dead, the cheese is considered unsafe. It's so controversial. It's been banned in many places, but that hasn't stopped people from eating it, because for them, this isn't disgusting. It's tradition. Kenkey. Not all fermented foods are extreme. Some are just different. In parts of West Africa, people take corn dough, let it ferment for days, then cook it into dense, sour dumplings. It's called kenkey. The flavor is tangy, almost like sourdough, and it's eaten with fish, sauce, or stew. It doesn't shock you, it doesn't overwhelm you, but it shows something important. Fermentation isn't always about extremes. Sometimes, it's just part of everyday life. Poi. At first, it just looks like a harmless paste, soft, purple, almost like baby food. But in Hawaii, poi wasn't just food. It was sacred, and eating it wrong was considered a serious offense. Traditionally, poi is made by fermenting mashed taro root. As it sits, it slowly turns sour, stronger, alive with bacteria. Fresh poi is mild, but leave it for a few days, and the taste becomes sharp, almost aggressive. Some versions get so fermented, they start to smell slightly alcoholic. But here's the part most people don't know. In ancient Hawaiian culture, poi was deeply tied to spirituality. It was believed to represent Haloa, the ancestor of the Hawaiian people, which meant when a bowl of poi was placed on the table, arguments had to stop immediately. No anger, no conflict, because disrespecting the moment was like disrespecting your own bloodline. Now imagine this. You're sitting in silence, in front of a bowl of slowly fermenting paste that your entire culture treats as a living connection to your ancestors, and you're expected to eat it, not because you're hungry, but because it means something much deeper.
If you learned something new, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.